Have you been wanting to make your own comic book but don't know where to start or how to make it a reality? It's not as easy as some people might think, but it's not as hard either. Let me tell you about it.
Do it! Just do it!
No, but for real. The basis of a comic book is the story and its characters. So that's exactly where you should start. Whether it's the story or the character's designs, that's totally up to you. It should be what you feel works best for you. For me, I started with the character design for Raptor and got the story later. So, following the way I did, I came up with the basic ideas of how he should look like, with a grey, black and red suit, a hood and a cape, and yes, inspired mainly on Batman and other characters as well. But don't worry about that. Every character has an inspiration or more on their creations, even Batman.
But you look just like Bruce Wayne.
Next, I made a model sheet around that idea. The model sheet is a concept of how the character should look like in the front, back and side. The model sheet can also include things like objects that the character carries around, like weapons, gadgets, or even potions if you're into more mystical vibes. Next up, I came up with a different set of stories that changed a bunch of times throughout the years. I decided to start with the character's origin story for this, but you can start with a character that has already gone through a lot of adventures. Make sure that it all makes sense, give the character a reason to be who they are, try to find clever ways to make them solve their problems, impactful scenarios to cause their issues, and so on. All that can be written as a story draft. A story draft is simply a version of the story you want to tell, and then you can show it to a trusted friend to read it and to be very honest with you about it. If it sounds boring to your friend or if they're confused, then you should start thinking about making a second draft and so on until it lands right. After you finally have settled, you can now turn your best draft into a script. The script is when you start writing all the action that the artist will draw on the board, and you also write the dialogue there. There's no right or wrong way to write a script as long as you make it understandable for the artist to start drawing it. Here's an example of how I made the script with my friend and co-writer Bruce for our next project. The next step should be for the artist to start drawing the pages, whether it's you or someone you get to work on it. Usually the art is divided by 3 to 4 people, a penciler, an inker, a colorist, and also a letterer. Yes, lettering is also considered an art form, and it's harder than you think to make it look just right. The names say it all. The penciler will translate what you wrote on the script into the pages visually with a pencil. They will draw all the panels, which are the different shaped windows you see in the comic books with all the characters inside. And then the inker will turn all those pencils into a solid black line work to give that nice crisp look. Afterwards, a colorist will, you guessed it, color. Make sure that the colors make it all look clear. The final stage is for the letterer to add all the speech bubbles with all the dialogue or monologue. They also do the cool stylistic sound effects that emphasize the action. This doesn't necessarily mean you have to get 3 or 4 different people. Sometimes there's people that can do more than one or even all of it. Totally not talking about me. Once you have all of that done, review the entire thing, all the pages, all the panels, all the dialogue, in case, some mistakes might happen. And now you're all set and done to print. But where? I'd say you could print them on your own printer, but that'll take too long, too much paper, too much ink, and won't look professional. At all. So I did some googling at the time I was working on the first issue of Raptor, and I found they have shown such professionalism and quality. All you need to do is to create an account, choose all the options that suits your work, and order the amount you want. They will give you a quota on how much it'll cost, and they're also available to help you with anything you need. For my comic, I wanted to make a wraparound cover, but there's no option for that. So I contacted their support team and explained my situation. And in the next day I had a reply saying they've altered the cover and back cover options for my project so that my needs would be fulfilled. We finally reached the moment we've been waiting for. About a week later, My doorbell rang and the comic books have finally arrived, and it felt so fulfilling to see them printed in my hands. At last, my superhero had the chance to be brought into our world and hopefully tell inspiring and entertaining stories, as well as helping upcoming creators to take a leap of faith and get their creations out there. All that's left to do is to pack all of the copies individually with some cardboard inside the package to protect it, and ship it to all the supporters that pre-ordered or backed your crowdfunding campaign, that is if you do that, and let people enjoy your work. This video might have not explained how to do each thing step by step, but it can all get so technical that it would make the video way too long. But I hope I get to show each stage on their own separate videos one day to help you out. So let me know in the comments which stage do you need help the most, and what other videos should I do next? I actually have one cooking right now, and I'm sure you're gonna like it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to follow more comic book making tips and tutorials. Follow me on Instagram, which is where I'm mostly active, and consider joining my Discord server. Links down in the description. Keep making comics.